Greetings, fellow humans, and welcome to Sam and Max Hit the Books. I'm Max.
I'm Sam.
And we are here to review the comics that came out on the 25th of September in 2019. Let's start off with the third issue of Batman, Curse of the White Knight by Sean Murphy, colored by Matt Hollingsworth. Alright, so things kind of hit the gas in this issue.
Yeah, a little bit.
In a lot of ways. We've got Bruce's identity being revealed to most of the GCPD.
Yeah, including Bullock. That's just funny.
A lot of Bullock this week, I noticed, right?
That is true.
So we get some continuation of the whole Batgirl having her identity revealed plot.
Yeah.
And we get into the stuff about the origin of the Joker in this version, in the Murphyverse.
Yes.
Which is very strange, because it seems like we don't actually know what the Wayne secret is yet, right? That's still a mystery?
That is still a mystery.
Right. But something turned Jack Napier into the Joker, it seems. Some sort of information that he found on the body of Laffy Arkham.
Yeah.
And
the previous Joker.
It's very interesting, that this Joker didn't, as far as we know, didn't take a chemical bath or anything. This was some sort of, specific break that did directly have to do with something Wayne-related.
Yeah.
Which is a whole new angle on the old Batman created the Joker bit.
Right, it's like, old Wayne, maybe he made something, nanobot related that probably not nanobots, but a personality therapy for Laffy Arkham that has now turned into a virus.
So
a genetic virus.
So you're thinking that it's almost something like the way the Batman Who Laughs origin works.
A little bit.
Where there's a thing, but it's more metaphysical. It's not like a literal chemical that is in your heart that when your heart stops beating is vented into the face of the person who killed you.
Right, no, not something that physical. More of an idea virus. Truth.
How about Sean Murphy's Killer Croc?
Well, we only get him for that one page.
We only get him for the one page, but there's never been a more crocodile-looking Killer Croc. I don't feel like Croc... He doesn't usually have a tail, right? I know animated doesn't for sure.
That's true.
Yeah.
I feel like he's some... No, I'm probably thinking of a lizard or something.
Because usually Croc's whole thing... I'm glad you brought up the lizard. Because, Croc's whole thing is that he's like a guy with a skin defect that gives him crocodile-like skin, and so his nickname is Killer Croc.
Yeah,
and
but he usually has sharp teeth as well.
Right, and sometimes they'll give him a more animalistic way of the mutation that he has that gave him the skin also gave him sharp teeth, or maybe he's just filing his teeth because of his skin playing to the image. But this is a crocodile with, a buff human body, but also it's almost like you lay the crocodile across the back of a human body.
Changed its arms and legs and made it bipedal.
Right. Anyway, I'm sure he's going to show up again some more. You don't get a big old page like that with all the villains and not have them. I mean, they're all being transported somewhere. Come on, something's going to happen there.
Well, yeah.
The, what's his name, Azrael and his people, they're going to intercept that convoy.
Oh, yeah, probably.
But damn, the big thing that happens in this issue is that Azrael murders the hell out of Jim Gordon.
Yeah, he shoves a flaming sword through his chest.
Very premeditated murder. That's what he showed up to do, and he did it.
Yeah.
And he killed Gordon in front of all the other officers.
Cheese and crips.
Immediately after Commissioner Gordon gave up the title of commissioner, which is interesting. Matt Gordon... he can't survive if he's not Commissioner Gordon. If he's not Commissioner Gordon, then he just immediately dies.
That is funny.
But Gordon. So, then we get a nice... I really liked the Gordon pinup in the back, too.
I noticed you didn't mention Harley.
Oh, yeah. Harley's in this issue. She's pregnant.
Oh,
yeah, she's having the kid.
She's having the kid. Batman is delivering the kid.
Batman is gonna deliver the kids.
The two twins, yes.
Right.
One's Joker's baby and one's Jack Napier's, according to Joker.
According to Joker. Of course, he'd say something like that. But, Yeah, what did you want to say something about Harley? She was here.
No, that was it.
Oh, okay.
Just said it. Just wanted to mention those things.
So, yeah, pretty entertaining issue. I'm really enjoying this series. It continues to be extremely solid. I'm giving it a 7.
Yeah, I'd give it a 7 as well. It feels like, we're back at White Knight.
We're back to White Knight. Just Batman ain't so angry.
Alright, next up, we're going to be talking about issue 3. Right. Issue 3 of Batman Universe by Brian Michael Bendis and Nick Darrington.
Oh yeah, Nick Darrington, man. His art in this issue is...
He does a really good job in this issue. And, I kind of forgot about Batman Universe prior to this issue.
Right.
So I was like, oh, this is something. Batman in space. He's on Thanagar.
Right.
They're interrogating him. He doesn't know why he's really there.
So much Thanagar lately in DC Comics.
They really like Thanagar. It's like it's planet number 2 after Earth.
Yeah, I think we've definitely, if you added them up, Thanagar has to be the most non-Earth appearances of any planet, and at least in the DC Comics we've been reading.
Right, and its similarities, but differences, I think, make it attractive to artists and writers who want to have it's somewhere else, but not too different.
And this is definitely like the most good guy Thanagar I think we visited, because usually there's something sinister happening.
They're so police state usually. This time they're so friendly. As once they confirm his identity, of course, and realize he's a friend of Green Lantern and Superman and Hawkman.
They say they need to ask him these questions, but the way they asked the questions was very not policey to me. You don't say, "Are you a friend of Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern of your sector?" You say, "What's the name of the Green Lantern of your sector?"
It's true, but it seems like they were just responding to his input, and then he'd say something else, and they'd just be all like, okay, back to the list of questions that they have to ask.
I know,
not including the ones about Hal Jordan and Hawkman. Which, that's pretty funny, but Batman gets out of that soon enough, and then right as a catastrophic event is happening on Thanagar with Sin Eater coming to do battle with them, Batman gets transported back to Earth.
I swear we read something recently that Omen Sin was in. Was he in No Justice? I think he was in No Justice.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, well, he was hanging out with Starro, I'm pretty sure.
Right.
Yeah.
But Batman gets warped away from that battle, so we don't get to see. He gets warped back right where he was in Gorilla City.
Bro, don't pass over the thing that happens to Batman on Hawkworld, though.
Right. The hot girl that's leading him around asks him, "You're what? A size 8?"
Right.
And he says, "In what?" And then the next panel is him flying in his very own Thanagarian wings.
All right. So Batman keeps that for sure, right?
No, he doesn't, because right here
he just ditches it.
He's gone. And they're on the ground by Namdi.
So she says, "Oh, you're like a size 8, right?" Indicating that, like, they have some sort of storage of wings, and they're just going to grab one in his size, right?
Yeah. You
tell me they have storage of bat wings?
Okay, you got me there. What the hell?
Or is it some sort of really weird nth metal thing where it's like you just get the harness, and then it makes you some wings, but, like, because of his batness, he, like, mentally made it do that way. Like, I really could have used... Bendis, normally we're complaining because he's written too much.
Yeah.
And in this case, I really could have used one dialogue balloon of the girl being like, interesting choice.
Right.
Something to specify, like, how Batman got such a perfectly themed Batman harness with bat wings that has his logo on it.
That has his logo on it. It has its logo on it.
And not his current logo. It has the yellow oval logo. Yeah.
That's really weird. Because, I was thinking, like, they just got some wings out of storage. But you're right. Bat wings with his logo?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's a little confusing. I was mostly distracted by the fact that he left the wings behind in Gorilla City.
Yeah.
But really weird. And then we get a little bit too talky with Hal Jordan and Cyborg for a little bit. But that only lasts for a couple of pages before Hal and Batman are off to Dinosaur Island, which, yay, awesome, Dinosaur Island. But Batman's a little weird on Dinosaur Island. It seems like he's been a little affected. His head, maybe the teleporting, being pulled across space and then back, rubber banded, has addled him a little bit because he just seems to very distracted by the beauty of dinosaurs.
Well, and they mention when they're talking about the isotope that he's discovered that it's scrambling the way people think, too. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's directly figuring into why he's acting that way. Or it could just be Bendis. Remember, don't forget Batman has to pull over to poop. So I could totally buy Batman just going to Dinosaur Island and being like, woo!
Right. Just beautiful creatures.
I love dinosaurs. I have a dinosaur in my Batcave. Like, Bendis, that's from an old story. He, got that for... he didn't just be like, I like a dinosaur.
Oh, man.
Those are all trophies of crimes he stopped.
Right. Exactly.
In his cave.
But, when they get... they find the egg, they get close to the egg, and once they get close to the egg, they get transported into the past to meet Jonah Hex for the next issue.
Yeah, going to the past, going across the galaxy, going to Gorilla City. This is a very globe-trotty Batman adventure. Space-trotty.
Yeah.
It's a big, bold, well-illustrated, very colorful.
Yeah. I think it's actually pretty fun, and I enjoyed this issue. I give it a 6.
Alright, cool. I'm giving it a 5.
Cool.
Next up, we're going to be talking about The Terrifics, issue 20 by Gene Luen Yang, and with art by...
Monkey.
No, Monkey's on Detective this week.
Oh,
this is
right.
Steven Segovia.
Right, Segovia.
And I am a little disappointed about Disposable Man. Is that really the best Bizarro version of Plastic Man we could have gotten?
Oh, well, how do you reverse the stretchy guy into a similar villain that doesn't stretch?
I mean, I feel like we had some suggestions when we reviewed the previous issue of The Terrifics, and he showed up on the last page, and we're like, who is that? Like, Steel Man? Metal Man? Like, but I'm nitpicking here. I really enjoyed Changeo Shapo, who loves his handsome face, and so he can change into anything, but will only change his arms into his face.
Yes. Awesome. Great vanity villain.
I mean, when Bizarro characters show up, you could be pretty sure that most of what's going to be happening is going to have a very humorous bent.
Yeah, usually.
And, there's definitely some epic stakes to what's happening, but it's a very fun, lighthearted adventure, which is compounded by the fact that Bizarro, so what's Bizarro doing? He's turning time around the machine instead of traveling back in time.
Yes.
And so that's causing time to revert, but they're not going back in time. It's just causing history to have only gotten to this point developmentally.
It's Bizarro, man. It's Bizarro.
I guess you're right. But the 90s outfits are great, because they're all perfect 90s outfits for everybody.
Right? And I love the way Mr. T... Is that his name?
Terrific?
Terrific.
Terrific?
Thank you. Mr. Terrific, his ship keeps also changing backwards. Starting at the ball, and then it's the jet.
Yeah, it's
pretty cool.
The X-Men Blackbird, essentially. They've got their 90s hair, and Plastic Man has the 90s head tube with hair coming out of the top that was so prevalent in costume designs of that era.
Yeah.
Everybody's got big Rob Liefeld shoulder pads, but... Bro.
I know.
Bro. They make Voltron in this issue.
They don't really make Voltron, I mean...
Yeah, they do, because the world is... it's, Phantom Girl's power? Or the Bizarro Phantom Girl's power is making things appear? Figment Girl?
Is Figment Girl making things appear? I thought that because it has the T on it, this is just an earlier iteration of Mr. T's ship, as he explains... Oh, wait, no, he doesn't.
No, you are right. He says it. I used to watch an after-school cartoon with a giant robot like this.
But that's Metamorpho saying that. That's the thing.
But you're right.
You might be right, but it totally has the T on it, so I think that, is...
I didn't notice it was the T-ship, but they even say it's the T-ship. You're right, it is the T-ship. The T-ship turns into Voltron.
Yeah, it turns into Voltron. Who would expect that?
I really am a little disappointed that it's not Mr. Terrific watched Voltron when he was a kid and was, drawing his own version
Right. Well, that's why you think he's the one saying it right there, because that would make sense. Is him explaining why his T-ship is suddenly Voltron.
I'm a little disappointed that it's the most recent version of Voltron with all the rounded edges instead of the 80s blocky version of Voltron.
Yeah, but you can't have everything.
You can't have everything. I mean, the colors, the arms are the leg colors for regular Voltron and so on.
That's true.
They got to make the changes.
Yeah, the red and blue leg.
But, yeah, that's it. Boyzaro's back. The story continues. It's a lot of fun. It's a fun little comic.
It is fun. Terrifics continues to be good.
Yeah, I'm going to give this one a 6.
That's fair. I give it a 7. Next up, we're going to be talking about Detective Comics, issue 1012, and that's by Peter J. Tomasi and Doug Mahnke. And, we're finally finding out what's happening with Mr. Freeze, and...
I was close.
You were close.
But it's not quite as horrific as he's making a Frankenstein wife.
Right, but it's still pretty horrific as he's grabbing women who are similar to his wife in looks and temperament.
And
so that he
physicality. I feel like he's going for general body size and shape.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I mean when I say looks.
Right.
But yeah, also blonde and around the age of his wife when he put her in stasis, so that he can use the device that Luther gave him, because he doesn't trust Luther. He's a scientist. He's not just going to use it to revive his wife. He's going to make sure first. He did it on some animals, and then he tried it on some people, but it didn't work on. So he needed a subject that was closer to his wife. So he's taking these women, he's putting them into stasis so that he can experiment on them.
Now, let me ask you, when you're reading a comic like this with Mr. Freeze in it, do you hear his voice from the animated series when he talks? Yeah. Because I really do strongly, in a way that doesn't often happen to me with comics. Usually characters just have the voice in my head that I have for them, but my brain definitely has him go who, what does he say here? And neutralized them. Too.
Right. No, it's the cold.
Mm-hmm.
He talks cold. And yeah, so I do that with him. I do that with a lot of them. But only Mr. Freeze if, he's talking like Mr. Freeze would as a calculating cold scientist.
Right. Yeah, not random angry Freeze who shows up for 2 pages to be I'll freeze you!
Right, with his catchphrase. Arnold Schwarzenegger plays him. And, get a little bit of Bruce Wayne in this one. He's investigating. You get him and Bullock because
Gordon's
is taking time off.
Right, which the little footnote lets us know is directly because Gordon is doing his Batman Who Laughs shtick at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
So, yeah, tying in.
Yeah, definitely.
I loved also the little note that was this takes place before Batman 67, and I was is that the one where Bruce left? Which, or is it 76? Or it's man, that was only 2 issues ago. Hasn't Batman been down for the count for 10 issues of Batman?
That's funny.
This note is not making sense to me.
Right.
But I am not going to go back and check.
Right, no, I just gloss over that. I'm okay, this happens before something else.
Yep.
It's just pretty good. And, Freeze is a smart guy, but his henchmen do make mistakes, and he finds that out and tries to clean it up, but Batman is there first. We're going to find out what happens next in the next issue.
Yep.
I thought this was an alright issue. I give it a 6.
I also give it a 6. Good Doug Mahnke art. I really liked the rooftop bit where Batman's standing on top of the bat signal already when Bullock turns it on.
And Bullock's complaining because of the pinched nerve in his neck. I totally know what Bullock means.
Pretty good. All right, next up, we're going to be talking about the 5th issue of Powers of 10 by Jonathan Hickman and R.B. Silva.
5 of 6.
Warren Ellis, a comic book author I like, had mentioned that the appropriate way to say the combined titles of both, the HOX/POX thing, is to call it Hocus Pocus, which I love.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So this issue, as it's one of the Powers issues, is all about the different timelines. And with the Year 10 stuff, which is most closely tied into the House of X stuff, is taking place before all of the actual House of X stuff, because we're still seeing them like recruiting Emma Frost and
creating Krakoa.
We get data pages giving us more explanation of the way that the whole Cerebro process works from Professor X's point of view.
Yep.
And the best part, data page-wise, though, was the continuation of the evolution of states from the Phalanx. Because that issue where we first saw that, it was like so many scales up to Phalanx.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, but that's the biggest one, right? And then we get 3 additional levels on top of Phalanx, Titan, Stronghold, and Dominion, because suddenly our characters are like, well, something obviously has to be in charge of the Phalanx.
Right. And what a Titan is just mind-boggling, since a Titan is it's a society that has become a phalanx that has the information that it contains has collapsed inwards on itself into a singularity that so it's a black hole.
Right, it's so much information that it finally collapses in on itself.
It's an information black hole that is doing things to control the system that it's in, and then connecting with other information black holes in order to eventually create the largest one, the Dominion.
The Dominion, right, because you can have a Stronghold, which is a small network of connected Titans, and then, a Dominion, which is 10 or more Titans acting in unison to control a particular sector of space. The only thing a Titan fears is Galactus, or the Phoenix.
And they say 10 or more when 10 is the minimum, but most, including the one controlling the Sol system, is made up of like 132.
112.
112.
Man, you had a lot of that from memory. Good job.
Thank you. I enjoyed this.
I really enjoyed the bit where they go to see Namor, because of course Namor's a mutant, to go and see if he wants to join, since literally everybody else is joining Krakoa. And
he's the first one that's just like, nah.
Yeah, nah, go away, little man. Like, I know you don't even mean this yet. Like, you ain't serious. Like, I'm serious. I'm a king.
Yeah, that's Namor for you.
Just really, really good stuff. And I cannot wait to see where the year 1000 stuff really is going, because what the hell is happening? Like, what is Earth trying to accomplish?
Right, well, join the Phalanx.
Join the Phalanx, but somehow do it without having all of their material consumed? Because that's like the big thing, is like friendly Nimrod is explaining, like, well, the only way to generate the power required for you to join a Phalanx is for them to consume every single piece of matter that you have.
Right. So it seems like evil cult to me.
I mean, it's interesting, but I had read a sci-fi short story a couple of years ago that was all about how God had to use up all of the material in the universe in order to construct a cloud of poetry that contained every possible poem that one could potentially conceive. So I'm very into this whole weird idea space, matter, information storage bit. Information storage is a huge part of this issue, because we also get the explanation of how the Shi'ar M-Crane crystals are the only way that they can store all of the mutants' essences that Professor X is down to. Look, this is great science fiction storytelling.
That is what it is.
Operating on a scale that few, like not even just comics, but not much other science fiction attempts to operate on.
There's very few
mainstream sci-fi, at least.
Well, even novels, transhuman exploration of ideas through technology. It's an interesting thing that I very much enjoy every time I can find it.
Right? Yeah, this is great. And then also Magneto's hinting at Inferno stuff coming along, so there could be a whole like demons aspect to this plot that we haven't even touched on yet.
Well, I mean, there's not many issues left. I mean, what? It's great.
There's not many issues left of this 12-issue setup series. You're right.
Okay, yeah. that's fair. And if it continues to all be at this quality, I mean, goddamn.
I'll tell you right now, we're going to be getting the books that Jonathan Hickman is actually writing. That's the main X-Men book, and New Mutants. And then also, I kind of want to get Excalibur, because that's the book that Apocalypse is one of the stars of.
Nice.
So, we'll see which ones we get, but definitely those first, anything Hickman's on, and Apocalypse is the man.
Cool. I look forward to it. What you
Did we rate this?
We didn't rate it.
I'm giving this one. This was pretty good. It was pretty good. I'm giving it an 8.
I also give it an 8.
All right, cool.
It's good.
It's very, very good. Not the best issue of either of House or Powers, but still.
But the high concept stuff is still really awesome to read.
It doesn't get better than this from Marvel, that's for sure.
Next up, we are talking about issue 1 of Bloodshot by Tim Seeley and Brett Booth.
Yes, we are.
And
our first Valiant comic, I think.
I believe so. I knew nothing about this character or any of this beforehand going in, but I very much enjoyed it.
I was very curious
from beginning to end.
This. Yeah,
because it starts off with the president of somewhere.
Yeah,
and,
just as the 6th biggest nation on Earth. But he's like a blonde white guy.
Yeah.
A little chubby.
And he's trying to...
And he's a little angry, so I kind of have a feeling I know who he's supposed to be.
Yeah, probably. A little balding.
Yeah.
And that's fine. He's trying to get information, and then it goes black in the last panel.
Right, the black bar is the next thing on the agenda.
Right, and then it's over to Yemen, where stuff is going on. It seems to be some kind of police state trying to stop people from smuggling food or supplies or people in or out of Yemen. And they're doing it with lethal force.
Yes, yeah, they are. They find a mom and a girl or a kid on the food truck, and they say, well, this food is being delivered to terrorists, and we're supposed to stop food or potential terrorists from getting to where we know the terrorists are, so just kill all these people and blow this truck up.
Yeah, the soldier who's being ordered to do it, he doesn't seem too down, but so the commander's just like, okay, I'll just shoot him now, then you won't have as much on your conscience.
Right.
But just then the truck backs up into the guy, awesomely, and out comes Bloodshot, and he is a demon. My goodness. Because he's going around with his guns and his white skin with red dot on his chest.
Yep.
He's going around, he's killing everybody.
He can take an infinite amount of damage.
Seemingly so. He gets shot so many times.
Bloodshot has the most extreme version of the Wolverine-style healing factor, since he's made up of nanites, essentially.
Yes.
So he's one of those guys who can literally get reduced to a blood stain and come back from it.
Right, but he was originally human, right? It's just the nanites have now replaced what he was. He's an upload. Yeah,
I read a lot of the earlier Valiant relaunch Bloodshot, and then I skipped a series or two, so I don't know. I believe we had it revealed who he was, like we got a name. Yeah. I say Rex something with an R maybe. But I don't know if we have since learned much more about his origin. But from the way that this series is going, it definitely seems set up where it knows that we might not know that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because there's definitely heavy explanation of the Bloodshot concept and backstory on the info dump page.
That's fair. What I gather is that he is way more powerful than is shown in this comic, with him just killing a few dudes and saving a few people. And not being melted by infernos and other things. Yeah, I mean, he can do the Venom thing where he can assume the form of anybody else with the nanites. You can probably go through a small hole in a wall or travel through, electrical cable.
I don't think he's changelingy like that. I believe he does have a human physiology that the nanites rebuilt. So I think he would have to shoot off his arms in order to get through the hole and then just regrow them. I don't think he could just turn into goo and go through.
No, he can't T-1000.
I don't know. He's not T-1000 made of nanites. He's filled with nanites, and they're replicating nanites, and they can rebuild anything, and they've upgraded everything in him, but they rebuild him to be a solid body.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I think. TM.
Right, because if the nanites came and they just replaced every bit of him with nanites. then I could see him doing that.
Right. Yeah, just an anime changeling.
Right.
Yeah.
I read a book about that too. Anyway, yeah, he deals with baddies.
Yeah, this is definitely just here's who Bloodshot is, here's what he can do, here's the guy who's going to go after him.
Yeah, and we see a little bit of the team that's going to be going after him, and then we pop back to the president, who I had forgotten all about at this point.
Right, that this was all like in a framing device.
Right, and it seemed like they just beamed the story we just read about Bloodshot into his head. Or at least the explanation of what he is.
Yeah, I think all the red pages, starting with this here, then, is the stuff that they were showing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know if they just like turn off the lights and turn on a red light and those guys like ran in quietly and like do their presentation, or if it's some sort of like digital thing.
Holograms, maybe.
Right.
Yeah, it's not clear, but that's okay. Still very enjoyable. I give it a 7.
I'm going to give it a 6. Pretty good, pretty solid, very well illustrated. I really like Brett Booth's art in this. He's got that sort of Jim Lee derivative DC standard style, but he takes it enough in his own direction. Things are pretty fluid. You can follow all the action.
Yeah.
Everyone looks unique. That one guy gets shot through the cheek and is complaining about it later. There's cool little details like that.
Yeah.
Because he said that. He's like, you shot me through my face. And then I had to go back like, okay, wait, which guy got shot through the face? Oh, yeah, that's right. He did get just shot through the cheeks.
Right. I remember, I saw him and I remembered that, but I had to read it a couple of times because all his speech was messed up.
All right, we are going to end this week's reviews with the first issue of Transformers Galaxies. That's by Tyler Blazinski with art by Livio Ramondelli. Now, Livio Ramondelli's art is extremely polarizing to a lot of people. A lot of people really don't like it. A lot of people really like it. I really like it. I think it's great for Transformers.
I'm fine with it in this case.
It's very different from the art we've been getting on the main book, which has been sort of cartoony, not in a bad way, but like very bold and thick lines.
Right.
And this is
a little bit flatter.
Right, and this is such like a digital thing. I think he only does digital finishes, starts with pencils, and then does his cool little like the way he does everybody's glowing eyes, and there's lots of cool light play and a lot of mood with the colors where the scenes have, very strong color overlays.
Yeah.
And it's a cool little story about the Constructicons and who they are, how they came to be. We learned that they were Devastator at one point and in fact helped construct the new version of Iacon that we've been seeing, but something happened and they've been kind of like banished from Cybertron to go, not like put in prison or anything, but they were sent to a colony to work and never given enough energon to become Devastator again.
Right.
So I am very interested to see what the reveal of what the Constructicons did.
Yeah.
It's cool to spend a lot of time with Wheeljack, and we spend a lot of time with, what's the name? Termagax.
Yeah, Termagax and Wheeljack.
Yeah, and we haven't seen Termagax actually before yet, right? We've only heard a lot about Termagax.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Because Termagax was Megatron's mentor, and I think Termagax founded the Ascenticons.
Okay, yeah.
So, yeah, pretty cool backstory. We get the enigma of combination and a little hint about Abominus having been an evil combiner in ancient days.
Yeah, I had no idea about combiners, it being such hard work for them to be a combiner.
Yeah, this is the new IDW version of combining this mystical object, the enigma of combination.
Yeah.
And in the previous continuity, it worked differently because it basically, if you and a bunch of other bots got near the enigma of combination, it would just make you combine, and you would have no problems with the whole mental. It would make you dumb, basically. You would be like a stupid combined intelligence. And they're doing like an interesting, like a weird metaphysical thing with it now, where it's kind of all the mentalities in there, but there's like a ghost seventh personality that may be affecting the overall personality, and that may end up queuing into whatever the Constructicons did.
Right, and it could be coming from the artifact, or it could be coming as a combined intelligence,
right,
overlaid over the individual intelligences.
It's cool, interesting sci-fi stuff, whereas the main Transformers book has been very like sociological and like political in a way. This one is very like, here's Transformers history and here's some weird like semi-philosophy, just like, the way things work in this universe. And then Bombshell shows up, and that dude is evil as hell at the very end, so he's going to be up to some serious no-goodness, let me tell you. But I really enjoyed this issue. I enjoyed this issue almost as much, and I think about as much, actually, as the last issue of the main book, which I think I mentioned was the best issue of that book.
That was the best issue. I didn't enjoy it as much as that last issue of the main book.
Yeah. I'm going to give this a 6.
I also give it a 6.
Cool. And we'll definitely be continuing that series.
Cool.
All right, that's going to do it. Kind of a light week for us compared to how things have been. But
there's no symbiotes this week.
No symbiotes at all this week. Very interesting. Well, they did almost try to get me to buy Amazing Spider-Man this week, but I was like, I don't know. So thanks, everybody, for listening this week. Please like and subscribe, and we will be back with more comic reviews in the very near future.
Please like and subscribe.